ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਲ 2020 ਦੀਆਂ ਚੋਣਾਂ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਿੱਤ ਯਕੀਨੀ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਟਰੰਪ ਬਲਕਿ ਉਪ ਰਾਸ਼ਟਰਪਤੀ ਮਾਈਕ ਪੈਂਸ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵੀ ਚੋਣ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ 'ਚ ਪੂਰਾ ਸਰਗਰਮ ਹੈ। ਉਪ ਰਾਸ਼ਟਰਪਤੀ ਮਾਈਕ ਪੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਭਤੀਜੇ ਤੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਗ੍ਰੈਗ ਪੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਜੌਨ ਪੈਂਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟਰੰਪ ਚੋਣ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਦੇ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਵਾਈਸ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਦਿਨੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਚੋਣ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਨੂੰ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਕੇਂਦਰਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ। ਮੀਡੀਆ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗੀ ਸੁਖਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਧਨੋਆ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਅਹਿਮ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਜਵਾਬ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ। ਆਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਜਵਾਬਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੁਣ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਗਏ ਸਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਰਥਿਕ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਿਹਨਤੀ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਦੀ ਤਾਰੀਫ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਹਿਮ ਸਵਾਲ ਸਨ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਨਸਲਵਾਦ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਚੁਣੌਤੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਜਿੱਠਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਅਗਾਂਹ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਟਰੰਪ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵੀ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਰਚਾ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਵਪਾਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੰਭਾਵਨਾਵਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ।
So I am a senior advisor on President Trump's re-election campaign. I shortly joined the campaign after my uncle, Vice President Mike Pence, got picked as the president's running mate. I'm from Indiana, born and raised. I actually went to college down in Williamsburg at the College of William and Mary, and then I was a practicing lawyer back in Indiana until my uncle was now picked on the ticket, and he's now Uncle Mike to me, but he's also Vice President Mike Pence. It's a real honor to be here, and I'm here for just one reason this evening. President Trump needs 4 more years as our 45th President of the United States. Ever since President Trump declared his candidacy, he said, "I am committed to securing the southern border." Because securing the border, as we know, protects people on both sides of that border. It protects our communities from the illicit drugs, the illegal activity, the human trafficking, and it protects those who would otherwise, the vulnerable women and children, being trafficked across the border and taking great risks to come into this country. President Trump, by the end of this year, will have constructed over 400 miles of new border wall, and you can bet that he will remain committed to building the wall, to securing our border, no matter the obstruction by Democrats in this country, because this president puts our safety first.
My name is Sukhpal Singh and I'm a Bureau Chief of PTC News Channel and White House correspondent. I know that in Indiana, the Sikh community is a big supporter of Vice President Mike Pence when he was governor there. So how you see the role of Sikh community specifically, Indian community and specifically the Sikh community all over United States. And second is, as the recent trip in India, President Trump signed a deal in defense like helicopters, $3 billion deal. Do you have any idea in future India and United States gonna sign kind of those kind of trade deals which is gonna be helpful to the directly the production sector in India?
Well, first of all, the Sikh community is a tremendous community in Indiana and all over the country, hardworking, and you can bet that this president, vice president, want to make sure that the Sikh community and all communities in this country have the opportunity to pursue their dreams with hard work. Very proud of the president's commitment to religious freedom in this country. And I'd submit to you that President Trump is the most pro-life president in American history. We're seeing a president that's fighting for freedom of religion on college campuses, freedom of speech, freedom for the unborn, freedom for commerce, a free, fair, and reciprocal trade. So the opportunity for our country to pursue our freedoms, I think is really inspiring, and the best is yet to come, as the President Trump says, if we re-elect President Trump for 4 more years. So we have to do our part.
My question is immigration policy. It gives impression that President Trump is very strict, but generally we think because to secure our borders, to secure our community, we should stop illegal immigration. And President Trump is not against immigration, but illegal immigrants. So it gives the impression that President is very strict on immigration, and message is not going right to the minorities and the people they are coming from the other countries like India, from Punjab. So is there any specific policy, or as you are an advisor, campaign advisor, do you have anything in your mind so that the right message can go to the people?
Well, as a campaign senior advisor, I don't advise on policy like immigration and actions and decisions made by the White House. I can tell you that the president has continued to put the safety and security of the American people first since day one as president of the United States, and securing the border, stopping the flow of illicit drugs, stopping human trafficking, which is hurting people on both sides of the border, which is hurting those most vulnerable, women and children, who are often victims of human trafficking. That's something that President Trump is committed to stopping.
Before you said this meeting is like some kind of training for the Republican supporters and Republican leadership in the state of Virginia. So what specifically, can you explain what kind of training or some kind of like ideas do you have?
Right. So you'll see more of this. Brad Parscale, our campaign manager, comes from a non-political digital background. And we are going to have new digital tools to allow people to make phone calls, encouraging supporters to vote, encouraging them to register from the comfort of their couch. And they can do it on an app from their phone. They can also become digital activists. They can become a Trump Victory Fellow. They can figure out where a MAGA meetup is going to happen in their neighborhood, where a rally will happen, where a Trump Victory Leadership Initiative training will happen. So there's a very strong, and it's getting ready for release, but a very strong sort of digital campaigning effort that is going to take the energy we see at the rallies for President Trump and create a call to action.